It's Travis Fulton and I know you know the name. We finna touch on every topic in the game. Couple golf tips, he'll get you right with your swing. T-shots.
Time for another edition of Coach's Tape. This time, my discussion with Chris O'Connell, coach for Matt Kuchar for a long time now. Been a great duo, those two. Chris, of course, one of the top teachers, teaches out of Texas. And Kuchar, ATM machine, really the model for consistency. A couple things that he said to me that I found very interesting through our long discussion. One of them was I asked him about Kuchar and how he would hover the club head up, right? You don't see that a lot with players. You see it with the driver. Ball's teed up, makes sense, take the club head. Club head doesn't hit the ground, then no need to start it there. But for Kuchar, even with an 8-iron, you'll notice when he gets in there, he'll take the club head and he'll hover it up like that. I mean, a solid 3 to 4 inches off of the ground, and then make his swing, and then take his divot. So it's pretty unusual for his iron. And Chris talked about how Kuchar really, watched Greg Norman for years, and Greg Norman, who, idolized Jack Nicklaus, and those were players that, with their driver, right, the ball would be teed up, and that makes sense, right? I take my driver here. Grab this and bring in the tee, and we tee it up. We know we want to catch it relatively level or slightly on the upswing. So if I kind of lift it up a little bit, well, from there it's going to help me turn and kind of round it out and make this feel kind of more like this merry-go-round type of swing, this more sweeping motion through the impact zone. Now, this is not set up for a driver, but I'm going to hit it anyway. So I'm going to lift it up just like Norman, just like Nicklaus, just like Kuchar, and make my swing, and I swing it around, and I catch it. Now, Kuchar takes that to the iron, which is fascinating, right? So he gets in there, and he lifts it up. This is very different from me. I lift it up, make my turn, and then swing through. And I would have to work on that quite a bit to get comfortable with that with an iron. But for Chris, what he said the reason is it helps Matt kind of move things away wider, right? More like this, right? And not as, say, narrow like this. Because when you think about it, if you lift the club head up, okay, the club head's already working up, which we know we want the club head to work up. I lift it up there. Now all I got to do is just kind of turn it away, right? Turn it away more around. And when you look at Matt, he probably keeps the lead arm and the shaft in line, certainly up there as the longest in this initial part of the takeaway. What I like about this is you can see how much my left shoulders travel already back behind the ball. I could do this quickly, get the lead arm and the shaft out of line, and the club head's already swinging around me, but this left shoulder hasn't traveled much. All right, so I lift it up, I turn, keeping the shaft and the lead arm in line, and now I'm really making a nice turn away from the ball with the shoulders, and I would encourage you to turn with the hips as well. So as Chris talked about a little bit, kind of widens this out a little bit through here, more U-shape and less V-shape like this, where if I was to get going more like this early versus like this with Kuchar. So it's wider, say more one piece, right, between the shaft and the lead arm, really getting that turn to happen around the body. Interesting stuff. I like the net effect of it. I don't think it's for everybody, but I like the reasoning for why they do it, to encourage this wider backswing, more in line around the body. Now, from there, as we kind of got into it, I talked to him a little bit about, Kuchar is predominantly a fader of the golf ball. He doesn't hit many shots that work right to left. In fact, if you see Kuchar draw it, he probably caught it a little bit out on the toe. He's hitting everything left to right. The reason, or I should say, what he does to hit the left to right shot is all path related. And what I want to talk about here is that I see a lot of players when they're trying to hit a fade, they're trying to do it primarily through the club face. Okay, so you look at this club face, I come in, we're trying to hang on, right? We're trying to hang on like this. And when I hang on, the face is looking to the right. A hang on is when that lead wrist is turned kind of towards the sky like this, right? Trying to keep that club face open. If I hit a shot trying to hang on, this, you can see that ball starts too far to the right. Yes, it's fading. Okay, yes, it's fading, but it starts too far to the right. The ball is going to primarily start where that face is looking. So what I like what Chris was saying is they work really hard on getting the path to work left. Okay, and as the path works left, the path will be kind of left of the face, because the reality is, to hit an efficient fade, that club face can't be open. Can't be open to that target line. That club face is still got to be turning down. That club face is still got to be turning down like this, but the path is going to be to the left of it. Okay, so for many fades, the face is still looking slightly left, but the path is left of that. So for Kuchar, the hand's probably going to feel the same, but the path and the exit is just more over here to the left. And you'll see that with Matt's rehearsal swings. He'll go like this. Right? He'll go like this. And that's like the worst image in the world for those that are struggling with this big old slice off to the right, right? You don't need to look at that at all. You need to be kind of going the other way, like this. But for Matt, he's always rehearsing that exit to the left to get the path left of that. So you can see that ball started more on line. I kind of overcut it, but that ball started more on line. That ball started left center, and I just overcut it a little bit. I'm predominantly a drawer of the golf ball, so I'm just the opposite of Kuch. I hit everything right to left, so the left to right shot is probably a little more difficult for me. But the point here is that the path is left of the face, even though the face is probably still going to be looking a little left of that target line as well. Now, tying this all together, when you hit a fade, I still want you, just like Kuchar, to work this thing around you as he does, okay? Working this thing in and around. I see a lot of you trying to fade it, you just start picking it up out here and across like this bunker shot technique. Don't do that. Kuchar fades the ball and works it very much wide and around, and then from there exits to the left. Okay, that's how Matt Kuchar's golf swing works via the help of Chris O'Connell. There it is. There it is. Starts left center and now fading back to the right. So I'll take that. That's a shot that I got to work on for me to get comfortable with to put it in play. Love Chris O'Connell. He's done great work with Matt Kuchar, who is the ultimate PGA Tour ATM machine.